Hello and welcome, travelers, to the day 3 update to the Time Rod Void Knight. We have officially done our first Abberoth. Full disclosure, I didn't play the last season. I never even saw the fight, so I went in completely blind, and I will include the fight of the character at the end of this update so you can see it for yourself to see how we did. As for the build, we are now up to 750 corruption. We haven't really had too much issues between all the way from 300 to 750. I don't know if I died at all. There were a couple of close calls here and there, but it's been mostly pretty smooth sailing. We've got our blessings relatively figured out. Chance to slow with a decent roll on Reign of Dragons. We got ourselves block and block effect on the winter timeline. We got ourselves flat armor over here in the Spirits of Fire timeline. We have ourselves lightning res. I think I'm going to probably upgrade this just to start overcapping for lightning res shred and stuff in the Lagan timeline, and then void damage here in the Black Sun timeline. So those are our main beneficial blessings. We got them all set up and we're starting to push some corruption. Yesterday, our damage ticks, we were close to about 100k, and today I want to say we've doubled or tripled our damage since then. Significant improvements have been made, and it mainly has to do with a bit of reworking our tree along with grabbing a couple upgrades on our gear. So as for gear, the biggest upgrades we've made that is damage related is we got chance to inflict time rot with void skills. Now personally, I wasn't sure whether or not this was going to work with hammer throw because hammer throw doesn't have a void skill tag, but from what I can tell, the hammer throw is definitely benefiting from the stat, and it's very, very helpful for our damage. So if you can get chance to inflict time rot on either body armor, or I believe it can occur on helmets, that is typically a pretty good DPS stat. That's the main thing that changed gearing wise in terms of damage. But in terms of, oh wait, one more thing changed gearing wise in terms of damage, and that's Twisted Heart. Twisted Heart is not particularly specialized for this character. The reason we're using Twisted Heart is because it just has good generic stats: percent life, flat strength, and cast speed. This would be like essentially T17 strength, or T7 strength is 16 strength, and this rolls up to 16 strength. 19% life would be like a T6, T7% life roll, and cast speed, that'd be maybe like a T5 roll, but that's just a 4-stat good relic. I was doing Code of the Erased, but I was not getting any reliably good stats, and Twisted Heart with 1 LP is actually quite strong, and I've been farming them, working to get a 2 LP one, which you can then divine using Nemesis Egg, Twisted Hearts that get just random bad 2 stats. Those will work for divining the 2-stat LP if I eventually hit it. So that's what I'm currently trying to roll with the Farsight Turtle reroll. But the point is, the reason we're using this is generically good stats. Strength gives us armor and gives us damage. And then cast speed also is a damage multiplier. If you look at the passive tree for the Time Rot node that is all the damage scaling rock grip, it says you get more damage based on slow chance, more damage based on time rot chance, and then the last line, more damage based on attack or cast speed, whichever is the lowest. Now, for this to work, you have to scale equally your cast and attack speed. And the reason this cast speed is giving me more damage is because our character already had attack speed from Abyssal Echoes. The Nether Coating gives us 20% attack speed. So all of this cast speed we have on this item here is contributing to that more multiplier and is a nice damage buff. The other big thing, and more substantially so, that we changed to increase our damage, and this was like a 30-40% more damage upgrade, was speccing out of Avatar of Regret. I initially spec'd this because I thought, 10% echo chance, that's pretty sick. That would be worth the reduced attack speed. But ultimately, reduced attack speed reduces your damage because that's one of the damage multipliers. So I took out some of the nodes that were here and a little bit of our excess nodes, and I used those to go grab Blade Master. Blade Master is actually 30% attack and cast speed, which is just contributing to that multiplier, and that's what helped us get such a big damage buff. We took away that reduced attack speed, and then we grabbed 30% of attack and cast speed, and that all went towards helping us get a more sizable multiplier for that third line on the rock grip here. We're probably going to finish out this tree, I'm level 97 right now, by grabbing 2 more Eternal Forms, and maybe I'll get this last 2% more damage from Singular Purpose. I'll rework it, maybe I'll try some other things, maybe I'll want to go for more speed, Potentially later on, I am considering doing a Warpath swap late game if I can get mana on gear. Using Void Essences with Void Well might allow us to get that really snapshot, that really big multiplier on Warpath, which might be a reason to swap out a Hammer Throw. We're considering that, but that's down the line, maybe tomorrow or the next day. So that's the current updated tree. We currently are doing Corruption 750. And as for the character's overall view, this will be in the description of the video. This is, as far as I can tell, something that seems to be updating maybe every hour. And obviously it pulls the last time that I did anything in terms of changing the character. This is just when I was playing last night, I guess. It was at 12:20 p.m. So anyways, this should be keep constantly updating with my character as I change gearing. And this is where you can see all the different skills, even my passive tree and my Weaver's Will tree if you are curious to what I'm doing for those things. The one other thing I want to go over is gear changes we made today. We hunted for a Brewmaster 2 LP instead of 1 LP. I had a belt like this, but it was 10% life with 130. It was a hybrid T7. This is a hybrid T7% life with a T5 hybrid. Now, the cool thing about Brewmaster, and this is I'm gonna be going over a bit of the target farming for the build. Brewmaster is actually super farmable. 2 LP, you'll see I have a bunch of belts here, and this is my old belt. I have 4 LPs ready to go along with 4 2 LPs ready to go along with this one. I'm going to start working towards a 3 LP and maybe even a 4 LP if we get really high on cope. The cool thing about Brewmaster is you can target it with this thing right here, the Grand Brewery. This Woven Echo, if you put it into your Weaver tree, I don't have it in there right now because I was happy with this 2 LP belt and I'm going to work on other upgrades for the time being. You can put it here and here, and every time you fight the Brewmaster, as you push your Circle of Fortune, it will eventually get to the point where he's dropping like 3 belts every single time. You're going to get a lot of 2 LPs doing it this way, and you just need to target farm a T7 hybrid or T7% life along with a T5 of the other one, and it's basically a 1 in 3 that you'll get this outcome as... And it should be pretty reliable to get yourself a good 2 LP. So that's one thing. Eventually, I'll go back to farming more Brewmasters when I want to try to go for a 3 or a 4 LP if I really want to dream big. But for right now, that's giving us a ton of life. Why are we using this belt? It's super defensive. 12 Vitality is life, percent life. And then on top of that, it has percent endurance, which helps out a lot with life builds. And it has a sneaker powerful line, in my opinion, which is the additional potion slots, which are instant heals whenever you need them. You'll see when we do the Abberoth fight, you'll see me spam heal through a lot of dangerous attacks that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know the mechanics, and this belt totally saves me. On top of that, the 10% life gained as endurance for 4 seconds on potion use, super relevant when you're in dangerous encounters, and honestly, very strong defensively. I would not sleep on this belt. I have used it for this characters, and I feel like I really, really like it. I'm just going to farm for a 4 LP. I don't think there's another belt I'll ever want besides this one, to be honest with you. After that, these are all items we had before except for the Twisted Heart. This you can farm in Reign of Dragons from the boss at the end. It will drop this. You want to fish for a 1 LP and then attach a T7 strength roll. I like strength the most because it gives both percent damage. You get 4% per every 1 strength, which is roughly 64% damage. So it's not as much as a T7 damage roll. A T7 damage roll will be like 150% damage, something like that. But on top of percent damage, it also gives percent armor. Armor in Last Epoch is insanely strong. If you hover over this, we have about 9k armor, and it gives 53% damage reduction to all damage types, and then 76% damage reduction to physical specifically. This is massive for tank value. It's basically doubling your effective health pool in terms of how much damage you can tank. And any bit of armor increases you can get throughout your gearing is massive for damage reduction. I really like it. Another defensive layer we're going to lean into eventually as I'm working towards this is getting 100% block chance, because this is another big damage reduction you can get in the build. To do this, you need basically T7 block chance on like an Iron Glass shield, or you needed something like the shield base I have here, a Dawn shield, and then you need to get block chance maybe rolls on your rings or your gloves, something like that. Basically, the goal is get 100% block chance and get this block mitigation higher and higher for another layer of damage reduction. Right now, we're getting into these harder monoliths. The only time I ever feel in danger is when I get a big hit on me that I don't block. If we start getting block filled out, I think we're going to feel pretty comfortable all the way up to 1,000 corruption where we're not really in a ton of danger, I believe. So we'll see how that goes as we keep progressing. But that's one of the gear pieces we're going to keep hunting for is a T7 block chance. And on top of that, we want to seal the void damage plus less damage taken on block for this. This pairs amazingly with the hybrid. Basically 50% of all elemental damage is taken as void, and we have less void damage taken. Having this stat here, honestly, is a really good tank stat as well. I think this is a T4 version of it. You'll see that gives the 16% less void damage taken on block. If we could randomly get that to be a high tier, like T6, T7, that is a ton of damage reduction for all elemental sources, and a lot of the damage in this game is void. So it's nice for additional tank. So that's what we're shooting for on the shield. And rings I have are just not good right now. I need to really hunt harder to upgrade these. Ultimately, looking through all the ring options, I think a 1 LP red ring red ring is just going to be the go-to play. The ring comes with all stats. It comes with all res. It comes with less damage taken, the 10% DR stat. I think that with 1 LP is probably going to be our best in slot rings, and maybe we can cope and pray we can hit 2 LP or something like that. But right now, that's another thing we're going to fish for. All my prophecies on Circle of Fortune are going into unique rings, specifically because that's such a big upgrade for the character in fixing our resistances, getting us mana regen, getting us damage mitigation. Very, very good ring. That's what we're looking for. Also, it's a silver ring, so it comes with movement speed, which is fantastic. I love getting movement speed everywhere I can. So yeah, that's gearing for the rings. As for body armor and helmet, we're basically just getting carried by the Sentinel bases. These things are insane. Massive flat armor, crit reduction, armor applies to damage over time. Fantastic. Really, we're just kind of fishing for these things, but with higher tier stats. Eventually, I'd like to see about getting a helmet like this with reduced channel cost, maybe some mana scaling. This is something we're considering. But to do this helmet, I think I need more mana on other gear pieces in order to make Void Well work to try out Warpath. So that's on our agenda of things to try. And then, yeah, of course, amulet, weapon, just upgrading these things, getting them with better stats. I am struggling to find just a singular T7 stat on this scimitar to try to swap over to get better scaling, but we're working on it. That's on the agenda. So yeah, that's the gearing of the character. Of course, we're going to be trying to upgrade our idols more, looking for more block effectiveness, looking for more less damage taken while using a shield, stats like that. We love vitality, chance to slow, any sources of chance to time rot. If we consider going for Warpath, potentially chance to ignite or chance to inflict bleeding, that now applies based on time rot. With Warpath tree, that could be stats to look out for. So I'm going to start harvesting those in our, basically saving them up in our idol section. So we're working on filling these up, farming the good ones, and so forth. So that's the current plans on the character. That's what we're looking at right now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this progression to this point and enjoy the fight of me versus the regular Abberoth, and hopefully eventually next time I showcase Abberoth on a video, it will be the Uber version. We'll see. I don't really know how dangerous or how hard that content will be, but we're at 750 corruption and we got places to go. So as always, thanks for watching XLs. Take care and peace out. Have a good one. I already know how you die. Shut up. Stop. Okay, that's a lot of damage. What are you doing, man? healing. What the hell's going on? I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to be doing. What am I supposed to be doing? Oh! Dude, I won! Yo! First try! I have no idea what I was supposed to be doing. Did I do well, or was I just standing in mechanics and just won because my character's good? Did I win the fight because my character's good, or did I actually, like, arbitrarily play the mechanics somewhat correctly? Because I have no idea if I was supposed to be standing and stuff versus not.